Who said the most profound things that counter atheism? Answer not a fool according to his folly, lest you be like him yourself. Answer a fool according to his folly, lest he be wise in his own eyes. The self-confident fool thinks too highly of himself and his opinions, and he shares them freely. How should a wise person deal with him? Proverbs 26:4-5. A disbelief in God does not result in a belief in nothing. Disbelief in God usually results in a belief in anything. Arthur Lynch. No man will say there is no God till he is so hardened in sin that it has become his interest that there should be none to call him to account. Matthew Henry. Do not speak to a fool, for he will despise the wisdom of your words. Proverbs 23:9. Atheism turns out to be too simple. If the whole universe has no meaning, we should never have found out that it has no meaning. C.S. Lewis. Do not give dogs what is holy. Do not throw your pearls before swine. If you do, they may trample them under their feet and then turn and tear you to pieces. Matthew 7:6. How to trap an atheist. Serve him a fine meal, then ask him if he believes there is a cook. If a wise man goes to court with a fool, there will be raving and laughing with no resolution. Proverbs 29:9. Not only is the universe stranger than we think, it is stranger than we can think. What we observe is not nature itself, but nature exposed to our method of questioning. The first gulp from the glass of natural sciences will turn you into an atheist, but at the bottom of the glass, God is waiting for you. Werner Heisenberg. I think that modern physics has definitely decided in favor of Plato. In fact, the smallest units of matter are not physical objects in the ordinary sense. They are forms, ideas which can be expressed unambiguously only in mathematical language. Werner Heisenberg. In the history of science, ever since the famous trial of Galileo, it has repeatedly been claimed that scientific truth cannot be reconciled with the religious interpretation of the world. Although I am now convinced that scientific truth is unassailable in its own field, I have never found it possible to dismiss the content of religious thinking as simply part of an outmoded phase in the consciousness of mankind, a part we shall have to give up from now on. Thus, in the course of my life, I have repeatedly been compelled to ponder on the relationship of these two regions of though, for I have never been able to doubt the reality of that to which they point. Werner Heisenberg. Revere those things beyond science which really matter and about which it is so difficult to speak. Werner Heisenberg. If nature leads us to mathematical forms of great simplicity and beauty, by forms, I am referring to coherent systems of hypotheses, axioms, etc., to forms that no one has previously encountered, we cannot help thinking that they are true, that they reveal a genuine feature of nature. You must have felt this too. The almost frightening simplicity and wholeness of the relationships which nature suddenly spreads out before us, and for which none of us was in the least prepared. Werner Heisenberg.